Hello, let's play a bunch of daily word games. Today's bonus game is a cryptogram. Thought I'd do another one of those. So let's start with crypt. All right, the right word probably ends in Y. Let's do the left word though. Grand came to mind, why not? Not bad. So what's that A doing? Are we an AR word? Because otherwise we're something R, something AD, which seems tough. Triad is gone, so not that. Yeah, I think I'd rather do an AR word, but let's look at this right word, because it's got a P and a Y. It's not happy. I mean, we could try something like hoppy. It helps place the P, but I feel like there's got to be something better. Maybe mopey? Ooh. Okay, so it could be posy. That's a flower, I'm pretty sure. I think that's it. No, it's not it. Wow, what a waste. All right, what's this? Oh, I didn't think about EA, but it's READ. So, bread. Okay, bread is correct. Good. Now I have two guesses for this, but I don't know what goes in the middle. Powie. Pofy, pohy, pochi, pokey. We do the hokey pokey and we turn ourselves around. Apparently it's all about bread. All right. I was so sure posy was the only word left. Pokey I'm still a little skeptical about. But all right, Dordle has weird words sometimes. Let's do Fibble. So each guess has a lie in it. Maybe this G should be gray or yellow. Maybe this I should be yellow or green. We don't know. One of these is lying. Exactly one lies though. I'd like to use this G if possible, but it's a little tough. That means bringing in another letter. So like maybe an A here, an I here. I could guess agree. I don't mind that too much. Double letters are actually not bad to guess in Fibble because they can catch out lies a little bit easier. All right, agree was all gray, which means one of those letters is in the word, but only one of them. So because one of these G's has to be lying, these A's can't be. That's all we really learn. I'm thinking there's no G in the word. That's the lie here, and we just need to like use an R or something. So let's just do a word with R second. And that'll do it, right? We just need all new letters otherwise. I'm sure we can come up with something. Like TR maybe, TR. We could do troop. We could continue the double letter thing. All right. Unfortunately, this is a valid coloring for the O's. It's saying not the R. I wonder if we can use the R again anyway. So we'd have to do like R something OT. Ooh, that's getting tough. I'd love to find something though. I just don't know what goes before that O. I don't think anything can really. And RTO seems tough. It doesn't seem impossible, but I'm not actually seeing a word for it. So if there's no R, maybe we use the E. So maybe we like end in E. And then we just don't use that O. So we do like a TE word. That would do it. Surely there's something I can do here. Or I could do an ST word ending in E. Surely there's something. I'd have to use the U. Can't do two E's. The problem is, what's this U doing? What about STE? And then maybe I don't even need another vowel. Like Stewie? Accepted it. All right, there's a lie between these T's. What did we learn from that? We learned, ooh, and there's a lie between these E's. I tend to believe the E. Maybe we can just do TE again. Just move them around. So, I mean, it could be ET maybe? Does that help me? Like UET. I could even use, no, I can't use the O elsewhere. Because if the O were anywhere else, either this would have had to have been green, or this one would be yellow, not this one. So that's kind of handy. I think we don't have that. I don't think we don't have the O. Unless we're double O and we have a T, what would that look like? If we were like double O T here. Well, no, we couldn't have the T. Ooh, I'd have to use the E as well. So we'd be like E something double O T. Yeah, that's too much. That requirement is too much there. We could do ET double O or something, but still, I don't think it works. So I don't like that. I think we don't have O's. I think that this is a reasonable thing to assume that that's the lie. I don't know. It's reasonable to assume that that's not lying. That's all I'm saying, I guess. Oh, I'd love to just end in TE or something. Like, is there a UTE word? Brute, but we can't use the R at this point. Flute. Like what you drink champagne out of? Ooh. That was it. Okay. I went on a huge tangent there and then came back and just found the word. Amazing. All right. Well, how'd you do? Let's do Betweenle. I'll start with lucky. All right. Much closer to lucky than the end of the alphabet. So how far do I want to go? I could start with N, maybe. Maybe an early N word, like NA or something. Nasty. Ooh, I did not go far enough at all. Let's try an early P word, like paper. Still not far enough, but I think we might start with P. I think we need to do something like print instead of paper. Okay, we've narrowed it down. Yeah, so we're... Are we PE at this point? I think we're at least PE at this point. Pence? Too far. So yeah, PE and then just an earlier thing like... Gotta think of something. Like pedal? Still not far enough, or still not early enough. PEA maybe? Could that work? Can't think how to finish this with like a peanut, right? But that's too many letters. Like I see peers, but the problem is that there's never been plurals before in this game, so that would be kind of a wasted guess. Peeve, maybe. Like a pet peeve. Oh, that's EE. Yeah, we can't do EE. Maybe we do PA then, like a really late PA. Payee. Okay, PAY is too far. It's got to be PE something. Maybe like Pecky. Okay, that wasn't far enough at all. Maybe PEB then? I'm thinking it has to be PEA, and I just can't think of the word right now. Peach. No, I was so convinced it was going to be peach. PEAC is too far. We got to do a late PEA. Wow, this is getting hard to know. So many guesses already. How do we do this? If it was PEB, what could we do? I can't think of a single word that's PEB. That's 5 letters long. Okay. If it was PEC, we'd have to go really early, like pecan maybe? Okay, it can't be PEC, right, at this point? PEB is looking okay, but I couldn't think of a word. So PEA, we're back to this. I'm going to guess peers just to see what side of that it's on. Oh my gosh, how am I so close? Right before, that's the word right before peers. So I'm just going to go through in my head, like Piero, Puri, yeah, I don't think these are words. So it's before R. peep somehow. Peeps, not a word. Peen something? Peel. Like peels is a word, but I think that's gonna be, that would go up, I'm pretty sure. Let's double check that. Yeah, I missed something. I missed a word. It must be a pronunciation problem. Like pearm. Pearl. Oh. Wow, that's hard. Oof. I almost lost on that one. 13 guesses for pearl. Crazy. Well, how'd you do? All right, let's do a cryptogram. So this is a quote from Maya Angelou, but the letters have all been scrambled up. So all the L's are the same letter as each other, etc. So I think this is probably A, although it could be I. So we'll keep an eye on that. We'll keep an eye on that. It is used 3 times though, so I like A. On, what would that be? Like, there's a lot of 2-letter words. Are there any other clues for what we would do? Maybe this could be the. This 3-letter word. What if that was the? What does that look like? That puts there, which is not good. So it's not the. That's unfortunate. Ooh, this one's tough. Need somehow to break into this. Yeah, so what I'm trying to think about is a 2-letter word. This ON is a 2-letter word, and then we have a 3-letter word that swaps them. So like, let's look at possible 2-letter words, like is, for example. And we're seeing the I is used up. So ending in SI, a 3-letter word ending in SI doesn't make a lot of sense. Also, this 2-letter word ends this 4-letter word as well. So is. I don't know what this word would be. I like this could be this, but it doesn't look very good, does it? So we're gonna remove all that. I don't think it's is. And we're avoiding the A. So 2, maybe TO. That could work, I think. I don't know what this word would be, but this could be not, maybe. Is this coming together at this point or no? What would this 4-letter word ending in TO be? That seems tough, doesn't it? A not doesn't make a whole lot of sense in a sentence, does it? So I don't think this is right. These 2 words start with the same letter, followed by these reversed. All right, I got to think of another word that could go there, and it's got to be able to end a 4-letter word. What about up? Does that make sense? No, PU doesn't make sense here. Never mind. Ooh. What about something like B I don't like, right? So what would end in EB? Or me, right? EM? EM maybe is okay. Let's look at me. Look at me. What would this word be, though? Actually. And unfortunately, I can't think of a word that's EM. So maybe not. Do we have anything else I can look at here to like break into this? Got okay, this word IUXS. The first four letters of these two words are the same, but then it diverges a little bit. But look at these words, like they're so similar. These two on top of each other. It's got to be some sort of poetic reuse of like a similar word. Ooh, I wish I could figure out what this was. I don't think a letter can be the same as itself, can it? Yeah, I wouldn't want to end this word in O anyway, would I? Like if I ended like two, right? Oh yeah, it actually doesn't let me put an O as an O. Interesting. That's good to know. And we said this can't be the. In general, this can't be HE, because it would make this eh. I wonder if this is I instead of A. I just don't know how we're using I so many times in the same sentence. 3 times. A makes a lot more sense for that. I'm going to leave that. These two words, so interesting. I can't think what that would be. I don't have enough context. What if this was something like he? Ooh, I don't like ending in eh, though. We tried me. That didn't make sense. B? Ebb, though. No. We, maybe? And then like few? I think after this W, we'd have to put an S here. Would this end in like TS? Fats? I don't like this ending in fats. This would be like fits. A few fits. I feel like I have something wrong. Yeah, I something WE. Yeah, I did something wrong. Okay, I'm gonna do everything except the A here. If this was we. I don't know what this word would be in general. Okay, I don't like that. It's got to be able to end this word. Did I look at 2? I don't know if I looked at 2. This could be not. A not. Oh, a not doesn't make sense, does it? A lot? I think this looks pretty good. Oh, then I couldn't think of a 4-letter word that would end in TO, though. That was the issue. Yeah. Wow, this one is really hard. I want to try like ing at the end of this word and just see. Oh, it can't be ing. Maybe this would be ing then. This would be like ION maybe. That makes a lot of sense. This would be into. Ooh, did I get it? This is looking really good. ISION makes a lot of sense. Has a? Has a lot? The problem is I don't know. This isn't coming together, is it? I think this would have to be an E. Like and lake. Baking or making a. Ooh, something is still wrong. Let's see if we can figure this out. Making a something to something has a was a lot like something to into a frozen lake. Making a something to write was a lot like something to into a melting. It can't be melting. Or free. Into a frozen lake. I like into a frozen lake a lot. Making a something to write was a lot like something to into a frozen lake. Ooh, I'm so close. So what's wrong? Like E is right. Is everything right? I haven't used the U yet. I feel like this would be the U though. Yikes. Maybe making is wrong. Taking? No, it can't be taking. This is not a lot. I like a lot like. So the K is right. I like this ing. Is this? It's not teaching. No, I'm trying to think about like you're something a something to write. Is making correct? Really, you as well. This word I can't quite get. This letter. What is this letter? I don't have that many letters left. I can't. Let's put making back. Making a Fusion. Making a something is in to, making a isn't to write was a lot like zing. It was a lot like into a frozen lake. Like something doesn't quite flow here. Is this a P? Or I'm gonna look at a bunch of letters in here. Oh, making a decision to write was a lot like deciding to into a frozen lake. Okay. What are we deciding to do? Jump. There we go. My Angelou. Making a decision to write was a lot like deciding to jump into a frozen lake. Okay. Wow. Yeah, that took me a while. Cool. Well, how'd you how'd you do? I don't think you can even do this one. Hope you enjoyed this. All right, let's do word 500. Let's start with lakes. Okay. We have one yellow. Maybe it's the E. Maybe we end in E. Maybe we do something like something ending in E. Surely I can think of something. Time. Why not? Okay, well, if there's an E, we don't end in E. Maybe we have E in the middle. Or E second. Maybe ER. I really want to use this E again. What about like something RE? I really can't think of anything. That's crazy. It's gotta be something. I don't see anything. I'm gonna omit the E then. I can't see anything that uses the E. So let's just use the A like in the middle, and then we'll also use a T. Let's use a T. ART maybe, like smart. Can't do smart. How about apart? Use two A's. All red. Okay. Well, it makes me want to use the E's. I guess we could do like an S with a something. We've got other vowels. Like I don't know, S something something ending Y. That might make sense. Like soggy. Let's just try soggy. One yellow and soggy. So I don't think it's the Y. I don't think we're having a Y in some random spot. That's not the end. So maybe we're something like ending in SH. That would make some amount of sense. Like ish or ush. Those are the options basically. What would we do here? I don't see it. We don't have a good way to do compound consonants anymore. Okay, so maybe we do use the E. we'd be quite limited in what we could do. What would be the yellow here? The O, maybe? So we'd be like E and then O or something like that. Like denim, but not. No, denim is an I. Demon, but there's no M. I like ending in N. I think that helps. How about xenon? Oof, I almost expected that to be right. Maybe we placed the E, maybe? And we'd have the O and then one of the N's, I'd assume, not the X. So then what would this be? Like NE something, like NEO? O at the end? What is going on here? Or E and then NO. Don't like that either. I mean, we have 3 of these letters. It makes sense for it to be E, N, and O. I don't think we have 2 N's. Okay, so what are we doing here? What about EON, like eon? Can't even type it. I don't know how that would work. OE doesn't make any sense. Okay, well maybe the E is supposed to be yellow, and then maybe like the O got placed. Or the N. Either one of these N's could have gotten placed. So maybe we end in ON. Maybe we're like something ending in EON, or maybe we start with E ending in ON. Like what would we do? Like ION? Ebbian. It's not a word. Okay, let's not put that I in there. What are we gonna do? Nothing? I like that, but at the same time, it doesn't really work. What about this green N? Like, what would we end with at that point? What do we even do at all at that point? It doesn't seem to really work, does it? I liked the ON better, but I still didn't see a word for it. And then EON is weird. Don't see a word for that either. Well, I'm kind of stumped here. So I'm gonna see if I can do a filler that might make sense. If I'm pretty sure there's no, well, I know there's no T. So let's reset to known information. This is the known info. Maybe there's something we can learn from this. We're going to assume there's no X in the word, which, I mean, if there's an X, that's really interesting, actually, but I don't know what it would do. So we can only have 2 of the N's, right? Which means we have an E or an O at least. We're going to assume there's not a Y in the word. Having a letter from lakes and time isn't the E. So like, let's just put an L second just for fun here. Let's do like an SL, just to say we got something from lakes and time. Oh, the S wouldn't be able to go first though. In fact, we couldn't use the If we use the S, we wouldn't have to use the O. Well, have to is a strong word. We kind of want to use the vowels. I don't know. If we used this S, let's just start there. We'd look like this. So we'd have to use the E. No, this doesn't work, right? We need to use 3 of E and O. If we use the S, we end up not being able to. So there's got to be something we can do with this, right? So if we use the S, that removes both E and O, and that's no good. So we can't use the S. That's the conclusion there. We can remove one of EO, but not both. Ah. So if we removed the E, then we must have the O. Well, we don't know if the O is yellow or green. So I'm looking at removing the E. And then I have to have NON in some order. So maybe we'd end in ON and have a yellow. I mean, this is a guess, but the problem here is, right, we need an L or K, and we need an H or M, and there's no way that's all fitting in here like this, right? That doesn't work. So I have to use the E. The E's in. That removes all of these letters. And the Y, yeah. Now, using the G seems problematic. So let's use the O as well. Okay, so I think we're okay having the E and the O. And then that just means we have one of these ends. And I'm literally back to where I was. I don't think there's any other option. Unless we're somehow using the G. Okay, let's look into that. So instead of using this O, this G is yellow. And then we have a G and 2 N's and an E. Like, what does that even mean? And the N's, so... yeah, I don't know where the N's go. Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. Let's not do that. Okay, so what haven't I tried? I gotta do a test of this. So the things that I made a guess about were the G, the Y, technically. I think I proved that we have to have that E. So let's go back to that. So we proved we had to have the E. That means there's no S. We're saying there's no X. We're saying there's no Y because of that. Okay, so this is guaranteed if we have to have the E, is the conclusion. So I'm saying we don't have a G or an X. If I guessed guide, I'd expect 1 yellow. I feel like there should be, if I guess guild. Okay, I'm gonna try to get all red with guild. I did not get all red with guild. I'm going to do quilt as well. That's all I get. Oh, wow. Okay. G or D. So if I'm right about having E's, which I think I am, we get that. I'm thinking we don't have the X. And I'm thinking we don't have the G. And that makes that yellow. So we'd have to have the D. Can't do any more tests. We just got to figure out this word at this point. Let's say we ended with ON. Then, oh, no, sorry. I don't know why I ever thought ending in ON was possible. There's only one green. It's 2 yellows. So if N ended up yellow, it would be like that. And then we'd have maybe the green E here, because we're kind of running out of spots for it. And this would be yellow. And then we'd be like DE, that would force the N here. Dion or Den. Oh my gosh, what is this word? Okay, back to this. Let's just prove again that we can't omit the E. So if we omit the E, what is it that kind of told us that didn't work? Let's say I tried to bring in the S. Okay, let's start with that. There's only two options, the S or the K. So if I bring in the S, it does all of that. So this would be red, that would be red. This would be yellow. This would be red. That would be red. And the issue is I have no vowels at all. A, E, I, O, U, and Y are gone. So we're not doing that. So if I omit the E, we're omitting the S as well. We're bringing in the K. What's our kind of conclusion from here? Right, so no E. So we'd have to have two N's and an O somehow, and a K. We don't have A, E, I, U. We can't put Y at the end. So let's say we didn't have the, I don't know, I don't like two let's says at the same time, but like what's this NON doing with a K? Like a KN word? So we could do like KN, we'd have to use the O as our vowel, and that would mean ending in N as well. And the answer is known. Does that work? No, because we need a G or a D in the word. That's the problem. We have to introduce, if we use the O, then we don't get the G. Well, I didn't enter that. If we use the O, then we can't use the G, and we'd have to use the D. So we need to include a D in here somewhere, and that doesn't work. So guild doing work there. I probably would have thought it could be known. Oh, we need an A. Okay, so here's the issue. We also need an H or an Y or M. So I think our only option, because we can't, we didn't have a G, right? We'd have to use one HYM. Is it technically possible? We'd have to use the D. So this is already 4 letters, D-N-O-N. Yeah, the O would be in, so we wouldn't be able to use the Y in this case. Okay, so let's go back to this. If we don't use the E, we already proved S is not possible. Bringing in the K, that's not the issue. The issue here is this means that we do have an O. So we're forced to do this. We bring in the D and the O. So we have K-N-O-N-D in some order, and that's just not a word. There's no word you can build out of that. So we have proven that we must have the E. So this is all accurate. Okay. Now we don't know if it's green here or not. I'm going to assume we don't have the X still. We must have an N in the word. At least one. What if we omitted this O? What if this G were yellow and this G were yellow? What does that look like? So we'd have to use 2 N's, a G, and an E. And the G would be like here or here, maybe at the end. Which would mean that this N would be yellow. Like, I don't mind ending in E and G, but then we'd have to... Actually, we can't end in E and G because that moves around both N's and the E. So, yeah, this doesn't work. I don't like this at all. So we have to have the E. So these are gone. And I think we don't have the G either. So we have the D. We have the O. So we have EOD. And then an N. It's exactly what I thought it would be, but I can't think of the word. I'm getting frustrated. Could end in ODE. Is that an option? Well, here's the problem. If we end in ODE, right, that's yellow here and yellow here. And so then we'd have to bring in an N as green, and we can't. Yeah, so we actually can't end in ODE. Unless we omit the N entirely and we start with X, which isn't going to happen. Okay. So ODE doesn't work for that reason. So what are we doing? And what's the letter that we're missing? W, F, J, Z, C, V, or B? Like, let's say we ended with N. This is what that would look like. So we would probably have an E in the middle. We could start with E. We'd end in N. We'd have a D somewhere. I would think we'd start with that. No, but that doesn't leave anywhere for the O to go. So if E's in the middle and N's at the end, O must go first. Can't end in EN is the issue. See, I don't know what to put between the E and the N, so I don't think that works. So if we ended in N, we couldn't put an O or an E before it, and so that just doesn't work. So the N is yellow for sure. Now, I've been wanting to make the E green because there's not many more places for it to go. So let's go back to that. And then, oh, sorry, then this N would be the yellow. Doesn't really matter, but so like DE something NO. I've looked at this before. If I start with DE, this is basically forced unless we can do DEON. Can't end in D. Oh. Wish I had like one more guess. I don't know what I'd even do, but I might just have to give up on this. I clearly didn't understand something. Like, I don't think I can get around it having D, E, O, and N, and I just can't think of a single word that'll work for that. Right, what I didn't think about was E being yellow here, and O being green. So we'd have maybe I don't like EO, but let's look at it anyway. Eon. So we'd be like D something eon. That doesn't work. So start with E, end in O. We can't even end in N. Sorry, we can't even do that. We'd be N and then O. And we need the D somewhere. Endow? Finally. Holy moly. How long did that take? I don't think I want to know. I don't think I want to know how long that took. Wow. That was so hard. Endow. Okay. Well, let's move on. I'm too brain dead at this point to try even. I don't know. I'll try Hexpert for a moment, but I might give up quickly. We'll try ing. Yeah, that doesn't work. All right, I'm just gonna do machined. Go from there. All right, this is an A. We have an E somewhere, maybe at the end of the word. I like A-N-E, maybe. Oof. You know what? I'm sorry. I probably should just end the video, but I'll get through these games because I always play them. But I don't think they're going to be anything spectacular. I ran out of juice. 2 really tough games today, at least. We had the A and the S. This repeated letter is probably the E. Maybe end in same. Oh, namesake. It's namesake. Okay. How many options were there? 18 ordinary words? Okay. Any INGs? No, I was right to reject ING. The only misgoing and ridgeling. Oh, misgoing, is that here? Apparently misgoing's an uncommon word. What would be like a good ending to do? Obviously it was namesake, so that AE ending is, but it's actually not that popular though. Ending in E seems popular. This EST ending, not great. Yeah, I don't know. There wasn't like a good consistent thing to do here. Kind of a weird pattern. All right, let's do the mini. It's a sleet day. Okay, so like sheep. So like sheer. So like sheen. Okay. If I lost the mini from a trap like that, I would have been so sad. All right. Let's do Symble. Start with blaze. Bound. Linty. We end in Y. So I'm thinking NY, what would we start with? A or E? How are we doing this? Let's stick an A there. And oh, this can't be an N. Oh no, yeah, N is not in the word. O then? Oh, maybe epoxy. Got it. That's tough too, but luckily I figured it out quickly. All right, Fusele. We're gonna get a lie. Hey, let's start with epoxy. Maybe the X will be the lie. Unfortunately, it's not. All right. So I'm thinking about doing poppy here. No, I don't want to repeat. Okay, I want the PO here. What can I do? We're not going to learn about these two letters is the problem. Pocky or something, is that a word? Okay. So yeah, the O was not lying. The Y may have been lying. I guess we should test that. The P was not lying, so we'd have to use an E then. Oof. So if I do O, I'm not convinced I can do go for the answer here. So let's just guess something like lousy. The Y was the lie, so we don't actually end in Y. Okay. So there's no E either because the Y was the lie. So this is what we've got. Like boost or something? No, the O in the middle is not the lie. Foist. Joist. I'm not allowed to guess G. T. So let's. Okay, so what is there? There's joist and moist. Let's guess jump. Oh, we can't guess jumbo. Darn it. Can't just jumpy. Come on. What can we do? I need the J and the M. It's banning me from guessing anything useful. Jimmy? Okay, it's moist. There we go. All right, well, those are the games for today. I'm sorry, I had a long day. I recorded these at night, the night before. I had a long day, didn't get much sleep last night. I'm very tired, and so these games are probably worse than they needed to be. But that cryptogram was really hard. The word 500 was really hard. Even the Symble was hard. I'm lucky that I got that quickly. I think the Fibble was hard. These were just hard games today too. So I am beat. Luckily, this is the last video I have to record for the day. I always do this last. Hope you enjoyed it in some way. I know that was a lot to get through, especially unedited, and I apologize. Luckily, there's fast forward and 2x and all that, so hopefully you skipped ahead a bit. But I hope you enjoyed yourself, and if you did, then why not leave a like, subscribe, and a kind comment below.